Hello all, welcome to Code Not Destination Day 30 here. So, dealing with the topic today that is called Trigonometry Part 2. That's going to deal with a thing called application oriented questions that we can able to call it as the height and distance. So in the last class that you have solved the problem with respect to only the logical thing and the formula oriented the process. But here in the place, we will going to use only the simple formula. Based on that, you're going to derive the application oriented questions with respect to the trigonometry topic. Okay. But it is also the root of trigonometry. So, sir, whether the application is important or the formula is important. If you learn the formula, you can able to derive the application as well as the logical formula questions also you can able to clear the one. Okay, so going towards guys, I'm going to show you some formula. We have coupled everything in the one slide so that you can able to understand it very clearly. Okay, so go to this, see this one, we having the formula like this. That is, you see this is the figure. So I told you, right, trigonometry is dealing with only the right angle triangle. So something like a three sides of figure only it is going to deal with that, so that we are calling it as trigonometry. So triangle geometry, we can call it as a trigonometry, we can able to say it as. And more probably guys, so this is the one important figure you need to know anyway, you must have to memorize it. So you can able to, some people will call it as, so the lengthy distance we have to call it as a hypotenuse. So and second one we can able to call it as the opposite. Whatever the opposite value of the hypotenuse, we can able to call it as the opposite side. And adjacent side, we can able to call the next to the hypotenuse, we can able to call it as the adjacent side. Okay, you must have to know these three sides probably. And going to this one, we have deriving here, that is sine theta. Sine theta means that we can able to call it a sine angle. Okay, so that words we have writing as a sine theta. Theta is defining the angle only. Respectively, cos theta. Cos means you can able to call it as cosine theta. Okay, and tan theta we can able to call it as a tangent angle. To finding the tangent angle, we can able to call it as the tan theta. This is how the thing we can able to derive here in this place. So please make sure you note down this very basic formula, that is sine theta is equal to, we can able to call it as opposite by hypotenuse, and cos theta we can able to call it as the, so adjacent by hypotenuse, and tan theta we can able to call it as the opposite by adjacent here. Okay, so going forward, we having the formula that cosecant theta. So the cosecant theta we can able to call like, that is hypotenuse over opposite, and secant theta we can able to call it as hypotenuse over adjacent, we can able to call it up. And next cot theta we can able to call it as the adjacent over opposite, we can able to call it up here in the place. Because this is the one of the most important things of the formula you must have to know here in the place. If you know this formula only, you can able to approach the basic question and as well as the thing with respect to the common question of the formula based questions also, you can able to approach only if you memorize the formula. This formula is a very rooted thing, you must have to make sure you're clear about this one. Okay, so and going forward guys, this is the timetable value, trigonometry table value we can able to call it as. Okay, so trigonometry table value we can able to call like, so either in degree or either in radian. So degree means we can able to call it as what, that is angle. Okay, so the angle, we having the angle, right? So trigonometry is going to deal with the angles only probably. One of the sides, we having the two things, sides and angle. If you come into the angle guys, so there is some dimension should be there. Okay, so the dimension you can able to call it as either degree or either radian. Okay, like the two factors we can able to call it up. But 80% of the question they will ask you with respect to the degree only. Very few questions they will make you to solve with respect to the radian. Okay, so you see this one, 0 degree. So 0 degree means you can call it as 0. And 30 degree you can call it as a pi by 6. What is the pi by? What is called pi? So pi means here we can able to call it as 180 degree. For example, if you're taking the circle, complete circle guys, so this total angle we can able to call it as what, that is 360. The 360 we can able to divide into the two categories. Okay, this is this 180 and this side 180. Okay, this side 180, this side 180. So the probably if you take this one, this place we can able to call it as pi, this place we can able to call it as pi. So the probably if you're counting two sides, we can able to call it as what, 2 pi is equal to 360, we can able to say here in this place. Okay, so going forward, you need to know the So the 45 degree as well. 45 can be indicated as pi by 4. Okay. And 60 we can able to indicate it as that is pi by 3. And 90 we can able to indicate it as pi over 2. And 180 we can able to call it as pi. And 360 we can able to call it as 2 pi here in the place. This is a very basic value you must have to know inside the trigonometry thing. Okay. So going to the formula, guys. Not formula, it is a value, table value. You must have to memorize it. So no need to memorize here this one. We can able to learn some shortcuts to memorize this particular value. So sine 0, it will 0. Sine 30 degree, we can call it as 1 by 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. And sine 60, we can able to call it as root 3 over 2. Sine 90, we can able to call it as, that is 0. So after 180, 360, you don't want to memorize. So memorizing up to the 0 to 90 degree is a very mandatory one. Okay, it is not mandatory that you have to memorize that to 180 and as well as 360 also here, but you must have to learn that 0 to 90 degree. It's a very important one here in this place. Okay, going to the cos theta, whatever the value of written in the sin theta with respect to the 0 to 90 degree, you just want to written in the reversive order. For example, you see this one here, the value of 0 degree, we just started as 0, right? So here that is value of sin theta, that is last one we can able to call it as 1, right? So then the 1 should be start from here in the cos theta. That is 1 need to be start. Here root 3 by 2 is there, right? So that should be comes as a second number, first second number. And next we can able to call it as a 1 over root 2. And next one we can able to call it as 1 over 2. And next one we can able to call it as 0. So whatever the thing you have written in the order of the sin theta, you just want to make it a reverse and writing it up 1. That is the thing you just want to know. Yeah. Okay. So going to the one tan theta, we can able to call it as tan theta is the most important thing. Most of the application questions, they will deal with the tan theta. So cos is very rare, but not very rare because it will come when compared to all the three different angles. You see this one, sine, cos and tan theta. Among this one, tan theta is always a highlighted topic, highlighted table or a highlighted formula you will use in the different application with respect to the tangent. Okay, of the arc of the figure of anything, it's respect to the application we mostly get the tangent only. Okay, so going to this one, you see this one 0 degree, we can call it as 0. 30 degree, we can call it as 1 over root 3. 45 degree, we can able to call it as 1. Don't forget, tan 45 is equal to 1. Correct? Okay, and then you see this one 60 degree, we can able to call it as the root 3 value. 90 degree, we can't able to consider as the undefinite. You can call it as infinity. No one will ask you that. The thing called 90 tan 90, if they are calling, you must have to respond as that is undefined or infinite symbol. You can able to put it up the place. Okay, so what about the cot theta? Whatever the value of written, you just want to written in the inversive. Okay, you see this one 0 degree, I'm writing as a indefinite. So root 3 is coming here in the place, 1 is coming here, same. For root 3 it will become a 1 over root 3. So then 0 will come in the bottom. Secant theta is deal with the cos theta here. Okay, cos theta, it will be dealt up here in the place. So secant theta means you can able to call like here, that is we have put the 1, right? So I'm taking the 1 here. Okay, done. And next value, we having the root 3 by 2 here, right? It will call it as a 2 over root 3. And next value, we having the 1 over root 2, right? We can able to call it as root 2. Okay. Next we having the 1 by 2, right? We can able to call it as what? 2 directly. This is how the value of the inverse thing, you just want to make it up. If you are very strong in this sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, from the angle of 0 to 90 degree, if you are very confident, you can also approach the remaining portion of cot theta, secant theta and the cosecant theta in the easy way. Okay. So make sure you take it down this one. And all the formula we have coupled here in the place, that is with respect to the trigonometry. So this one we can able to call it as a complementary angle. So the complementary angle means with respect to the quadrant, they have made it this one. Okay, with respect to the quadrant. Okay, with respect to the quadrant in the sense, sin theta, you can also change it as that is cos 90 minus theta, like what you can mention. If you are mentioning with respect to the cos 90 degree, okay, you can able to mention as sin theta here as well as. Okay, and going forward, you can take the cos theta, right? Cos theta, you can able to replace as sin 90 degree minus theta, you can able to mention. And tan theta, you can able to write in as that is cos 90 degree minus theta, you can able to mention. So if it is, you can able to see this one. Here is a very good example. Sin 40 degree, you can able to written as cos 50 degree. Reason, if you are writing it as 90 degree minus 40 degree means you can write it as that is cos 50 degree, like what you can able to directly write it up. Cos 15 you can able to write it as 75, the remaining value of the 90 degree, like what you can able to directly write in the place And next one, you having the tan 30 degree, right? You can able to call it as what? That is cot 60 degree. You can able to make it very clear. That's a very important one in this topic. Okay. So this is the complementary angle we can able to change with respect to the quadrant. So the quadrant in the sense, you see this one guys, if I taking the quadrant like this, okay, so this is called, I'm calling it as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant, like what I'm defining in this one. So like a graph I was making this one. Okay, this particular angle is called 90. This is called 90. This is called 90. This is called 90. So if the 90 is starting from here, it will, this place we can able to call it as 180. This place we can able to call it as 270. This place we can able to call it as 360 here in this place. Okay. So going forward, guys. So you see this one 90, any of the value, it can be changed because it is in the first quadrant. So coming to the second quadrant, it will never change. For example, you are writing it as, so cos 180 degree minus theta means it will remain as cos theta only. It will not get changed as sin theta here. So you just kindly shortcut in the shortcut in the way you can understand that if it is coming a even value, you don't want to change. If it is coming in the odd value, you need to change. So like the concept, you can able to keep it in your mind. Okay, because so if I want to explain it, it will take more amount of time because it needs some particular theorem to explain here, but that doesn't matter for your competitive exams or the placement exam. Only the thing how you manipulating the value with respect of the thing is the matter. It's not a mathematics class. So I'm skipping that one. Okay. So going into this one, guys. So we having the thing called secant theta. Secant theta, we can able to write it as how? That is 1 over cos theta. That is inverse. I've told you in the previous slide, right? Same thing, you just want to do it here. And cosecant theta, we can able to write it as 1 over sin theta. And cot theta, we can able to write it as, that is 1 over tan theta, we can able to say here this place. Okay. So very basic formula, that is tan theta, we can able to write it as sin over cos theta. Cot theta, we can able to write as cos theta over sin theta, we can able to write. This is the very basic complementary formula, not complementary. Some shortcut formula you must have to remember if you are validating the thing, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Tan square theta plus 1 is equal to, we can able to call it as the secant square theta, and 1 plus cot square theta, we can able to call it as, that is cosecant square theta. So this formula not only ending with this, so this is also written like this, like how I saying this. So that is cos square theta means I can able to written as, that is 1 minus sin square theta. Okay, same like here I can write it as, that is how I can able to write this one. Second one is, that is secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1, like what I can able to write it up. Next one, that is cosecant square theta, so minus cot square theta, you can able to write it as 1. So this is how also you can able to write the value with respect of the interchangeable thing. But you need to know this value because this one is very very important thing. Okay. But height and distance, not this much formula will be applied. Only the formula oriented questions, you need to decode the value with using this formula. Remaining questions, you don't want to apply this kind of the thing, methods or the thing, you just want to apply here. So let's move to the question, guys. Okay. So you see this one, we having the first question, that's the angle of elevation of the ladder leaning against the wall. In this kind of the questions, you need to follow some steps. Step in this like you just take a ladder. First, you need to make a figure. Whatever the thing, the instruction they have given the questions, you just need to make a figure on it, and then you need to explain the question, and you need to figure out what formula you need to use so that you will get the answer. First of all, you need to make a figure and dimension in the giving the parameter for the dimension, and next you can able to use the formula. Identification of which formula you will use, and fourth one, you identify what is the requirement, and then you get the answer. Almost 5 steps here. I'll tell you how you want to use the steps. So the angle of elevation of the ladder leaning against the wall. Okay. So the wall will always straight. Okay. Ladder will always like this. Okay. This is how the ladder will look like. Okay. So the ladder will look like here. Okay. So this making an angle with respect of the wall is equal to 60 degree. Okay. 60 degree. Now the foot of the ladder means this is the place of the foot of the ladder is 4.6 meter away from the roof, away from the wall. So in between them, they are saying that we having the gap called 4.6 meter from the wall. They are asking the length of the ladder. Okay, they are asking the length of the ladder is what is the question. So I'm done with the diagram. Okay, I'm going to give the dimension for it. So what dimension I can able to try here in this one? I can able to take the value like this is called A. This is called B and this is called C. Okay. So you just see here in this one. So consider, don't think like a ladder and wall. Just think like a right angle triangle. Okay. This is A and this is B and this is C. They need a value of what? AB that is needed. AB is equal to what? We can able to call it as hypotenuse. This is called what? Opposite. This is called what? Adjacent. Okay. So AB is equal to hypotenuse. This is the requirement you are having right now. Okay. So you having the value of 4.6 here. So then what formula you will use to apply and get the answer called hypotenuse? Anyone having the idea which formula we will use here? Yes, we will use the formula called what? Cos theta. That is cosine. Okay. So cos theta we can able to call it as what? That is adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is equal to what? That is BC. So BC by hypotenuse we can able to say here in the place. Okay, BC is equal to, I can call it as the 4.6. Hypotenuse I don't know, right? And cos theta. Cos theta means that is 60 degree it is mentioned, right? So what is the value of cos 60? We can able to call it as 1 over 2. Cos 60 is equal to 1 over 2. Next one we having that 4.6. So over height, if we make it up guys, so this value will give you the hypotenuse is equal to 9.2 meter. You will get here in the place. So that is option D is the very correct answer in this particular question. You just want to memorize this one. It's a very important thing because you see very simply we are solving the question. Okay. Let's see how we can able to solve the next question here. There is an observer is there. Okay. So the observer is 1.6 meter tall. Consider that. Okay. We'll make a figure first. Okay. So there is an observer. Okay. So he is 1.6 meter tall. Okay. So he is 20 root 3 away from the meter. Consider that the root tower is here. So always guys, so the tower is much taller than the person or anyone. We don't have anyone having equal to the height of the tower. But still I'm saying that. Okay. So the point is that, so you just need to take it up the 20 root 3. The 20 root 3, they are having the distance. But they didn't mention whether it is meter or centimeter. Nothing is mentioned. You can call the distance as 20 root 3. That's it. Okay. So angle of elevation from his eye to the top of the tower. So this is the head is having here. So then probably we having the eye is also from here in the place. Okay, from eye to tower, we having the thing. So he making the angle of 30 degree, we can able to call it as here in the place. Okay, so 30 degree we are done. So once you done this one guys, so you see this one, this particular distance 20 root 3 means this particular distance also we can able to call it as 20 root 3. And you see this one, if this distance is 1.6 meter means this distance is also 1.6 meter. So they are asking the height of the tower. So we don't know what is the particular distance of this one. Once you find it, if you're counting everything guys, that we can able to call it as the height of the tower directly here in the place. You don't want to take it too much of the complexity here. You can able to solve in a very easy steps here in this one. Okay, so that I'm taking this one guys. So you see this one, how I'm taking it as, that is 20 root 3 is here and 20 root 3, that is 1.6 meter. I just need the distance of this one. Okay. So this is called hypotenuse. This is called opposite. This is called what? We can able to call it as what? Adjacent. So you having the opposite adjacent and hypotenuse you having, and you need to find out the value called opposite. Then which formula you will use? Then we need to use the formula called what? Tan theta we will apply. So tan theta we can able to call it as opposite by adjacent, we can able to call it as opposite. We don't know, right? So we can keep it up simple. Adjacent we know, right? That is called 20 root 3 we can able to call it up. So you have the tan theta. They are giving that it is a 30 degree. Tan 30 degree is equal to what? We can able to call it as the value called 1 over root 3. If you take the 20 root 3 in this side, it will go like this and it will cancel the value of root 3. If you get cancelled, you will get the opposite value distance. We can able to call it as 20 meter. So then they are asking the height of tower totally. If you're taking everything guys, it will give you the value called 21.6 is the very correct answer in this question. I hope you clear about this question guys. I'll move with the further question with respect of the thing. Okay. So anyone having doubt in the questions, so please comment me in the chat box. I will help you there. Okay. So going to the next question, guys, you see this one. They are giving that the angle of the elevation of the sun when the length of the shadow of a tree is a root 3 times the height of the tree. So here it's the question looks like a different, but also here also you apply the same method and the concepts here. We are not going to changing any but the deflections in this one. So make sure you're taking this one and the concern. Okay. So guys, you see this one? There is a sun. Okay, sun is there. Okay. So it will making the angle of elevation. Okay. So when the length of the shadow, maybe the tree is coming here. Tree was there. But you see this one, the length of shadow of the tree. This is how the shadow will fall. Backside of the tree probably. Okay. So don't you think that it's look like a right angle triangle? Yes, of course. They are asking the height of the tree. Okay. So height of the tree they are asking. So the probably according to here in the terms of the trigonometry we can able to call this one as hypotenuse, this one as opposite, this one as what? Adjacent we can able to call it out this one guys. When you're going forward, you can able to use the formula. They are saying that the length of shadow means this is the length of shadow. Okay, so length of shadow is equal to root 3 times of h. We have they have see this one. So then you can able to call it as L by h is equal to root 3. Then guys, they are asking the height of the tree. They are asking the height hypotenuse. I mean opposite value. They are asking here in the place. So then what formula I will have to use? Here also I have to use the formula called tan theta. Tan theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is tree. Height of the tree. I'm calling it as height. And adjacent we can able to call it as the length of the tree. Okay. If we keep it up so that L is, I mean height we can remind same. L is equal to, we have already declared that is root 3 h. Okay. If you see this one, cancelling this one guys, it will give you the value called 1 over root 3. Okay. That is theta is equal to tan inverse of 1 over root 3 means which value it will give you here. That it will give you the value called 30 degree. You will find here in the place. That is option A is the very correct answer in this question. So hope you have identified and understand the question in a very easily. Guys, everyone clear about the question guys? Okay. I'll move for the further question. There is a point on the level ground. Angle of elevation at top of the tower is 30 meter. If the tower is 100 meter high, the distance from the point P from the tower, the foot of the tower is what? So you see this one, we having the point called P. Okay. So from the P is on the level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower. Consider that. So by this height, the tower is there. Okay. So that they are saying that so the tower is 100-meter height. They have given this one very easily. And also they have given the value called tan 30 degree. Okay. Now the distance of point P from the top foot of the tower is equal to what? Okay. So this particular distance they are asking. So then now guys, which formula you will apply and get this value? So now you need the value of adjacent. Okay. They have given the opposite value. Then I'm going to use the same formula again here in the place. That is tan theta only I have to use in here. Okay. So tan, I can apply here now. Tan 30 degree. I can able to call it as how like? That is opposite by hypotenuse. We can able to play here in the place. Opposite we can able to call it as 100 meter. Hypotenuse, I don't know, right? So they are, sorry, adjacent we have to place it here. Adjacent we don't know, right? So we can keep like that. So tan 30 degree is equal to what? We can able to call it as 1 over root 3, right? So then we having the hypotenuse, I mean adjacent here. So take the adjacent that side and root 3 this side. If you take down the value guys, it will give you that value like 100 root 3 is equal to the thing called adjacent, you can able to call it up. So when you multiply this one, you will get the answer called 173 meter, because the root 3 value we can able to declare as 1.732, like what we can declare. If you multiply by 100, it will give you that 173.2 as a value. Probably you can able to take down like this in a very easy way. Okay. So going to the next question guys, you see this one again, same like a question which we have done in a very previous one. There is an observer is there. He was 2 meter tall. Okay, he was 2 meter. The fellow is 2 meter tall. Okay, actually he was 2 meter tall. Okay, and he is 10 root 3 distance away from the tower. Okay, like what they are saying, 10 root 3 meter away from the tower. And so the angle of elevation from his eye to the top of the tower, we can able to call it as the 30 degree, like what they have mentioned. Okay, same like you can set up. This distance is 10 root 3 means this distance is also 10 root 3. If this distance is 2 meter means this is also 2 meter. Okay, then you don't want to find out this value probably. Okay, so you just want to consider this one, guys. You having the value of the, so adjacent side you having this one and you having the angle. So then what formula you will apply and get the answer? But they need the value of opposite here. I can use the same formula like tan theta only. Tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. We can call it as opposite. I don't know, right? I'm calling it as opposite. Adjacent is equal to 10 root 3 and tan theta is equal to 1 over root 3, guys. Okay, if you take this side, that it will give you the value called 10 root 3, 10 root 3. You will get the value called 10. So the probably, so we have found this one. They are asking the height of the tower. If you take down the total height, so 10 plus 2 meter, we can able to call the value called 12 meter is the very final answer in this question. So I hope you have clear about this one. I'll having one more question. It's a little bit different. Okay. So they are saying that the tan x plus y and times of tan x minus y is equal to 1. So find the 2x plus 3. Okay, like what they have given in this one. How we can able to find out? So that you can able to call it out, guys. So you see this one. It is the different sign. How we can able to call it as that? You see this one. So tan a, you can call that a as x plus y and b as x minus y. You can able to call like tan a is equal to cot b, like what you can able to call this one. If you are taking this one, guys, this side, okay, it will become as, so tan a by cot b, like what it will come. So this cot b I can able to return as, so tan b, because 1 over cot a we can able to call it as the, so tan b, right, is equal to 1. You can able to say it up. You see this one, we having the product here. You can able to cancel each other. You can directly take it up as a plus b is equal to 90 degree with respect of the value. Okay, if you are saying that, so the x plus y is equal to 1, they are saying, right, you can able to replace as, you can replace as 90 degree here in the place. Once you have replaced this one, we can able to take the value like x plus y, so plus x minus y, you can able to take it up here in the place. Once you take it up, this will, y and y get cancelled, you will get the value called 2x is equal to 90 degree, and you can able to say that the x is equal to 45 degree. Now, okay, now you can able to apply, that is tan 90 over 3, we can able to call the value called what? So that is 2 times of 45 over 3. It will give you the value 15 is there. So then it will give you the value called tan 30 degree. Once you get in the tan 30 degree, you will get the value called what? 1 over root 3. The final answer, option D, is the very correct answer in this one. Okay, this is how we can able to sort out the question here in this place. Okay, so hope you have understood about this question, guys. Okay, I'll just move from the next question. You see this one, that they are saying that the 2 sine square theta plus 3 cos square theta is equal to what? Okay, you can take it up. That is 2 sine square theta, guys. 2 sine square theta, how you can able to write it up? And they are saying that 3 cos square theta, you can able to break down like, that is 2 sine square theta plus 2 cos square theta plus cos square theta, like what you can able to write it up. So you see this one, this value will give you the 3 square theta only, right? So I'm writing like this. If I writing like this, then I got the value like this one. So 2 and 2. So if you taking the 2 as common, sine square theta plus cos square theta value is equal to 1. You can able to call it as 1. Okay. Then you can able to call like, that is 2 plus cos square theta, like what you will have on your hand. Okay. Now the cos square theta. The cos square theta, you can able to write it as cos theta here. If you're putting the minimum value means with respect to the theta is equal to 0. If you apply the 0, cos 0 is equal to 0. That is with the respect of the 2 theta. Okay, so that probably you will get the final answer. Get the final answer, that is called 2 is the very final answer in this one. Okay, I think we are having some few more questions that we want to discuss here, and we will move it on. So I having a question. This question also is based on the trigonometry. There is a 2 ships sailing on the sea. So ship 1 here, ship 1 is here, and consider that ship 2 is here, sailing in the sea on the 2 sides of the lighthouse. Consider that this is a lighthouse. Okay, this is a lighthouse. Dotted line is the lighthouse. Angle of elevation from the top of the lighthouse is observed from the ships, or one is called 30 degree and one is called 45 degree. We can able to mention here this one. and they are saying that the height of the lighthouse is 100-meter high. So the distance between the two ships, that's a question. Okay. So in between the distance, okay, this is the distance between the two ships. So if this a distance means in between them, what is the distance we having here? That is the thing they are asking in the place. So the lighthouse, I can able to call it as AB. AB like what I can able to call it up. That the AB is equal to 100-meter. I can able to call it up here. So now you're having the ACB. You can call this one as C and this one as D. Okay, with respect of this one, it is 30°, and this one we can able to call it as the value called 45°. It is mentioned in this one. If you are looking from the different shape of the height, okay, that's what the thing we can able to take it up. And you want to find out the both things. You want to find out the distance of this particular area. So if you consider, if you're breaking this one, guys, so I'll tell you, if you are breaking down like this, you can see this one. This particular thing is one place. This particular thing is one place. This is called 30°. You can able to call it up. And this particular thing we can able to call it as 100. And so you just want to find out the value of the thing which I'm showcasing here this place. This value you just want to find out. You having the opposite and you having the, you want to find out the value of adjacent here. If you're taking it up, guys, that is a same tan theta. Tan theta is equal to tan 30°, right? You can able to call it as that is 100 over adjacent. Okay, you having the root 3 here, it will come. If the root 3 is coming there, it will call it as the 100 root 3 is the value we can able to get here with respect of the particular this distance. And second value, you can also using the same formula, that is tan theta 2. If you are applying that one, you can get the value like that is again 100-meter. So tan 45 is equal to, so tan 45 we can able to call it as what? That is tan 45 we can able to call it as 1 probably. Okay. So that tan 45 is equal to 1 and 100 over something the value you just want to find out, that is called opposite, right? So if I keep it up, sorry, adjacent. Okay, if I keep it up there, then adjacent value we can able to call it as the 100. So 100 plus 100 root 3. 100 root 3 we can able to call it as 173 directly. So hope you know why I'm saying that 173. You have understood the previous topic, I think so. If you're taking combine everything, guys, we can directly say it as 273 is the final answer we will get here at the place. This is how we can able to sort out the answer here in this place. Hope you have copied down. Okay, so by this we are completing the topic called Trigonometry 2, that is called height and distance. So I request everyone, so please go through the questions which we have taught and make sure you practice in the thing in a very clearly. Okay, so this is the only one topic. It is a very easiest one and you can able to solve in a very easily with a very basic formula. Here in the trigonometry we have learned very complex formula. Still we are not used apply any of the formula. You have only keep on applying sin theta, cos theta, tan theta. That formula you just want to know it and you want to apply here in this place. Okay, so this is the very important thing you just want to know about here in this question, guys. So if you have any kind of the questions, you can drop us a message in the comment box. If you want to reach us to us, you can please we have included our mail ID over there. You can able to reach out to us. So you have multiple ways to reach out to us, guys. So we are almost covered 60% of aptitude topic. So we will quickly start the reasoning portion. So please be ready with us. Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hey, hold on. I'm back. I'm super excited to inform you that in last 2 months, we've been able to conduct around 50 drives and around 100 plus students have been selected for various MNCs. The packages are ranging from 3.5 to 10 lakhs. Stay tuned for more information by subscribing us on our YouTube channel, by liking our social media platforms like Facebook, Insta and LinkedIn. Thank you.